Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my sexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality. So hit that bell icon after you've hit the subscribe button right here, right now. So, have you ever been in a situation where you've had someone come back into your life? This can be an ex person, like an ex boyfriend, ex girlfriend, someone you've previously dated, maybe a friend came back into your life who you had to let go before. Maybe there was just someone who was not good for you in your past and they came back into your life recently. And you're like, what do I do now? Because maybe they are being really nice to you and maybe they're saying they have changed. But have they? How can you tell if this person truly changed or not? This is what we're going to be discussing in tonight's episode, or whenever you're watching this, if it's on replay. So if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives book. I give advice to asexuals on love, life, dating, and relationships and friendship. And Asexual Perspectives is all about love, life, and sex from an asexual point of view. And I also published this fibromyalgia self-help handbook, which allows you to have more energy, more happiness in your life, even if you've not got fibro. So check out Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook and Asexual Perspectives on Amazon. And so, yes, to get into tonight's video, what do you do? How do you know if someone's truly changed or not? Because some people come back into your life, they say they've changed, and if you've got feelings for them still, it can be really, really difficult. So one is you've got to understand that you do have feelings for them if you do still. This is going to cloud your judgment. It's going to make you feel things for them that will make you feel like you wish they had changed. And if they say they've changed, you really hope for the best. You want to believe them and you really maybe even want to make it work with them this time around. Maybe you've missed them, maybe you've been a bit lonely, or maybe you just haven't had the connection that you felt before with them. Obviously, this is a big red flag in terms of, like, if you feel you've had that type of connection with them and no one else, then you have to understand that your emotions at the moment are really high for this person, and logic may not even play a factor into it. But you need to heed what I'm saying and think logically about this, right? If the person has only had a break from you, say for like 4 weeks or something, they haven't been in your life for a month, they've left it for a month, right? And then they come back into your life a month later saying they've changed. You can't fundamentally change usually in 4 weeks. It's almost impossible to make that sort of dramatic change if they did something wrong. So if they lied to you, they cheated on you, they disrespected you, they didn't really care about you. It's not totally impossible, but if they are not good to you, it's hard for them to break those habits of how they are, because habits have been instilled in them a very long time throughout years of their life. And they would have to, like, basically reprogram their mind and their ways of thinking and their habits to be able to become a different person. Now, most people take a minimum of 21 days to form a new habit. You'll learn this from all the habits books that are available in the whole world. Most people take at least 21 days to form a new habit. And often it's a lot more than that. You're looking about 90 days for getting into that habit and routine and implementation. And then you've got to maintain and sustain it. Now, if that person didn't really think they were at fault, if they just thought it's something like a disagreement and they think lying is just a little thing, it's no big deal. And, and maybe they're narcissistic and think that you are overreacting or being oversensitive, all these type of narcissistic things people might say to you, then, they are not really going to be thinking about true lasting change within themselves. They're just going to be thinking they're going to say they've changed in order to get you back. And this is where it's quite destructive for you, because you want to believe them. If you're a kind, caring, loving person and you did have any type of feelings for this person, where there were deep friendship, soulmate connection, love feelings, it's going to really hurt them coming back into your life and potentially leaving again. Because obviously, if you have missed them on any level, then you're going to think, oh my God, I've got to go through that missing them all over again. But you have to realize that sometimes you have to go through leaving their life again and not putting up with their rubbish, because at the end of the day, you might have to leave their life again. It might be a bit painful because obviously they've just come back. You have feelings for them still if you do, and then you have to leave again. And it's like the cycle repeats itself. But you've got to understand that it's better to do that than end up spending the next 1, 2, 3 years of your life or months being with someone who's not the right person for you and who's not treated you well and who's not good to you. Right? Your happiness must always come first, regardless of if the person says they've changed or not. Right? A lot of the time, these people never change. These people just don't. Right? Many people want to change because in order to change, it hurts. It's painful. It means the person's got to admit to themselves that they have issues going on about themselves which are not good. It means that they have to admit to themselves that they've done things wrong, and they have to admit that they're not the best person in the world that they thought they were. It means they have to admit that they are in the wrong and their behavior is wrong. Now, the other thing is, if someone apologizes to you and they say they've changed, but they do not address the bad behavior that they had in the first place towards you, this is not a sincere apology. A sincere apology has to be very, straight, direct, and forward. It has to put no liability or emphasis on you, and they have to accept responsibility for what they did, and they have to prove that they have changed their behavior and mended their ways. It's no good them saying, "I'm sorry I lied to you." They're not understanding on a deep root level why lying is bad and why they should never have done that to you, and how they could never ever do that to you ever again, or shouldn't ever do that to you ever again. If they've told one lie, they usually are able to tell more than one. And you should not be with someone who lies to you, who you can never trust, because you will always be on edge and anxious and nervous around that person, even if they say rubbish to you like they love you when they don't. And that's another big thing. A lot of these people will say they love you because they don't want to let you go, not because they actually love and care about you. So I'll give you an example of this. A 21-year-old who Indian guy who I kissed in May. He has been back on my YouTube again under another YouTube username, and he emailed me and contacted two of my business pages, right? So this happened like last Sunday. We're on Thursday now. So the Sunday just gone, like 4 or 5 days ago, because we're on Thursday now. So yeah, it's kind of 4 days ago, really. And so, yes, and he just copied and pasted pretty much a generic message in all of these 4 places, right? Just basically saying he's there for me and talking about kissing, and was some guy better at kissing me than he is, basically. Now, straight away, there's red flags there, because the only thing he's interested in is kissing. He's not interested in how I am as a person. He's not interested in communicating with me on a friendship level, getting to know me as a person. Straight away, he's talking about physical stuff, right? Which was the problem I had in the first place with him, because he literally wants kissing hookups with me. And that basically is all he wants. So it proves that he's not really changed, because he's still talking about the same stuff. Now, I've just blocked him on this channel again and blocked him by email again, because I just don't want to engage in conversation with him anymore. It's pointless, because he has not changed. He is clearly not changed, because he did email me, like I said, the same stuff. And it's just a generic, like anyone can copy and paste. It's 5-year-old stuff. Do you know what I mean? Copy and pasting the same message like 4 times in different places just to get my attention. It's not something a mature adult guy who's changed would do. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing he sent me by email. He had 4 days, because I've only just blocked him recently. He had 4 days to talk to me in email as an adult and actually get to know me and speak to me, and he didn't. The only thing he did was saying YouTube comments about asking me to text him, when before he's previously told me that he disabled text. And he doesn't read them for about a week anyway, even when he was reading them, although he said he lied and disabled text, which clearly he couldn't have done if he read them, because my phone shows when someone's read them. So yeah, it's just like not good. Clearly the guy hasn't changed, and it's really, really sad. I am sad about this, I have to say, but I will get over it, because I did have some love feelings for him. I didn't mean that to happen, but obviously this guy is no good for me, and he could never love me, I don't think, ever, because I don't think he's capable of it. He seems to be quite devoid of emotions, and I don't know if that's because he's just that type of guy in general, or because he just wants to be like that with me, because all he is interested in with me is physical stuff. And the way he talks to me is like I'm some mistress, like I'm a secret mistress. where we're gonna meet up for secret kissing, and the way he talks is just like I'm some mistress and he's my like, I don't know. I'm not interested in BDSM stuff and having mistresses and masters and all that load of rubbish, but he just seems to me like he's kind of like treating me like I'm his mistress and we're gonna meet up in secret for kissing and that's all he wants to do. And so I'm really disappointed, really disappointed. One is why even bother coming back again. But the thing is if the conversation between you and this person is very much geared towards what it was before, that's a huge indicator. Then there's nothing's changed. If they're talking exactly the same way as they did before, pretty much, if they are bringing up the same topics all the time, if they're not engaging in conversation with you, proper adult conversation, if they're not addressing the bad behavior, if they're not having open, honest communication with you, and they're not really trying to get to know you, it's just the same thing over and over again. Asking me to text him when I've blocked him on my text and he never responded when I unblocked him before, and then he takes a week to respond, and then it's like like then it's like he doesn't even he reads them like a week later. It's just disgusting. It basically is so ignorant. It's basically saying I don't really care about you. I just can be bothered with you when I can be bothered with you, when it's the interests are in my favor. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother with you. And that's not the way someone treats someone if they love them, care about them, respect them, value them. And my friends love, care, respect, and value me. I don't have any problem with, like I have two best friends and I would say two close friends. Well, I have three best friends technically, but one of them's moved and I haven't heard from her since April. But we always have a bond, so she'll always be like a best friend in that way. But I've got two best friends and then I've kind of got two asexual close friends, if you like, now. And so yeah, it's kind of like, all of those friends, I know that I can like talk to them at any time and they'll respond. And even if we haven't messaged for a few days or a few hours or whatever, I know they'll always get back to me. I'm always like, know that they will respond to me at their earliest opportunity, even though they're busy with their work and stuff like that. Right. Because I know that's a type of friendship relationship we have that I can totally trust them. But if I cannot trust the guy in a potential relationship in the same way, it's no go. And, this is the same in your position. If you can't rely on a friend, if you're always anxious as to where they're going to respond to you or not, if they're asking you to text them or message them when they could equally do that with you, like this guy could have emailed me. He didn't just used to have to send one generic message and that was it. He had 4 days to actually speak to me properly in conversation. And actually, like if he had any real sense about him, he would have emailed me and actually spoke to me properly. And he would have like, arranged a proper video chat to my convenience if he was a decent guy and I even wanted to do that, right? And he would get stuck in and he would be there, right? But he's not that type of guy. He's very flaky in the sense that he will just like turn up in my life and give me minimal breadcrumbs, basically. It's called breadcrumbing when they give you minimal effort. Do you know what I mean? It's not good. And on YouTube, his initials are there, but you don't know his name. I do. So he obviously is still not revealing his identity. And I haven't revealed it either. But I'm a very public person and I want a public relationship. And I explained to him multiple times, I'm not interested in kissing hookups. I want an actual relationship. So you have to understand that if their behavior has not changed, then it doesn't matter what they say, then the behavior is louder than what they're saying. In other words, the behavior is what you go by. And, if their behavior proves that they haven't changed, then you have to know and understand they haven't changed. This is the same for friendships. If you've got someone who's gone out of your life, then come back in it and they're still behaving the same way and you feel that they do devaluing you, not respecting your worth, not respecting you as a person, you need to let them go again. Once I block someone, I really don't want them back in my life usually because it's like I need to get them out of my life for good. You know what I mean? There's no point in just having someone there for the sake of it. But unfortunately, some guys and people, not just guys, they want things for their own selfish means and they don't care how they get it. And it doesn't matter how much you feel or care about them or have emotions, they will just walk all over you and you can't let them do that, right? It requires great resilience and strength, I tell you. Right. And if someone's changed from being a horrible person in conversation to a nice person when they speak to you, that is the minimum you should have anyway, a standard requirement is someone being nice to you. people should be decent human beings anyway and just be nice. That's not like in their favor, as in the sense that is standard. That should come as standard. Do you know what I mean? Like, not something like, oh, it's an elevation, like, oh, they're so great now because they spoke to me nicely. It's like, well, no, that's the standard. People should be speaking to people nicely, right? It shouldn't be like, oh, they've all of a sudden got much better just because they talk nice. You can see a distinction, but why are they talking nice? What's in it for them? Because if they're only talking nice to get something out of you, then it's not really talking to you nicely. It's just deceiving you, right? And so if the person as well has basically said in the past, for example, a friendship or relationship won't work unless X, Y, or Z, and you haven't changed and they haven't changed, nothing's changed, then you can't go forward. You can't have a friendship or relationship with that person. Or in the case of dating, you can't date them again because nothing's changed. You'll still have the same problems. And so therefore, that's it. It's like two people, one wants a baby, the other one doesn't. Unless one of the people definitely fundamentally doesn't want a baby anymore, or does, one changes to have the same view and opinion of the others organically, not forced, then that's not going to work. I've known someone who was in a couple and she loved the guy implicitly, but he wanted kids and she didn't, and they had to split up because there's no way she wanted children. And so that was it. I always ask these questions up front, right? But if a person is not telling you the truth, if they're pretending that they might want to be without marriage, like they might want to be without sex, and they might live without it, or they could, but really they can't in practice, then that is on them. That is on them for lying to you. But if they lied to you once, they'll do it again usually, and you can't trust them. Right? This person's lied to me, he's been dishonest, I can't trust them. So there's no point in continuing. Yes, there is some physical attraction going on with me and him, but that's basically all it is. He cannot give me what I want at all, right? He's not even capable of doing that at the moment. I doubt ever capable. I don't know if he'd be capable with any other women. I really don't know, because his behavior is not suitable for any woman at the moment. It seems like, oh, it's just really weird. It's kind of like egotistical, like, oh, I want you to like me more than I like any other guy, but really I don't care about you liking other guys because I'll happily tell you where you can find other guys. It's just contradictory behavior that's erratic and insane. And so I would very much say that you need to red flag this and run the other way, because it's not healthy. Healthy relationships are based on open communication, a lot of communication, mutual trust and respect, mutual valuing the other person. This means that one person puts as much time, energy, and effort into the friendship relationship as the other person, including dating as well. If someone's wants to date you, but yet all they're doing is going, hi, all right, and stuff like this, that is rubbish. Want to meet up? That is a minimal effort guy. It means I do not care about your feelings and emotions. I do not want to get emotionally involved with you. All I want is to basically shag you. Excuse my language. That's what it means, right? This is not a minimal effort person, right? People who put minimal effort in get minimal effort out. So do not give them your time, energy, and effort. Just get rid of them out of your life. I do not want this person commenting on my videos anymore. That's why I've blocked them. I need to move on with my life, and not keep having someone say text me when it's like you haven't even like, ever text me back properly. It's like an effort and a chore for you. It's like you don't really like me, do you, if you're doing that, And like I said, they said they disabled text, which I don't think you can possibly do anyway. But, it's just lies, all lies. As we know before, they said that they don't use Facebook, but then they revealed, yes, they do for work. It's just like study, I think it was. It's just like ridiculous. And if a person is that interested in you, they will connect with you on multiple forms of social media, and they will also talk to you properly, and they will be in constant connection and communication with you and wouldn't want to let you go in that way. They'd want to be there talking to you. They'd want to be your friend. And that's really the basis for any good scenario in terms of relationship or friendship: open, honest communication. Even in a dating scenario, you need it. You can't go and date someone and then have all this like, oh, well, shall we meet this time? I'm not sure. I might not be available. Well, oh, what about this time? I'm not sure. Don't know. and then one person not turning up and the other person not turning up. And then, you need to keep in communication and contact when you're going for a date. You need to be like having text messages. So people should have each other's numbers and be making sure that you're on the train or the bus, or if it's walking, then, you're on your way, because people get anxious and nervous and they don't know if you're going to show up. You know what I mean? So you need to be putting that person's mind at rest. But if someone comes back into your life and they say they've changed, but clearly they're talking about the same things, they're acting in the same way, they're behaving in the same way, and then nothing has changed and you have to let them go again. Right? Because nothing can come of nothing. And if the person has been not nice to you and they haven't changed, they'll continue to not be nice to you. If they've manipulated you in the past, they'll manipulate you again, or try to. So we really have to understand that these people we need to let go again, And some people, they keep turning up in the life because they want your attention, not your actual relationship love or friendship love. They want your attention. People seek what they do not have elsewhere, But you need to find someone who's open, honest, trustworthy, committed to being in a friendship or relationship with you. Even in a dating scenario, you need to know they're committed to actually meeting you at the place they said they'll meet you, and you should be video calling with them first before you meet up, and you should be getting to know each other. If a person doesn't want to get to know you as a person, all they're looking for is physical stuff. That's how I know this guy's no good for me, because everything's geared towards physical stuff with him, or being polite and nice just to get physical stuff out of me. It's not nice. It's really not nice. But you have to understand that sometimes you just have to let people go. So always judge the situation and person on what they're saying and what they're doing. Right? So if someone was a bit abusive or narcissistic to you, and basically say they paid you a backhanded compliment, saying, "Oh, I don't know," if they said something about your weight, for example, and they said, "Oh, it's nice you have friends considering you're overweight." You know what I mean? That's like they're saying on the one hand, it's nice you've got friends, but they're like having a dig at your weight. If they did stuff like that in the past, which is really disgusting, then you need to understand that if they do that same type of thing again and pay backhanded compliments, they've not changed at all. Most people who have abusive traits or narcissistic traits do not change. The only change they'll instigate is one to get their own way, and it's not a genuine change. So always look at the whole scenario, Going back to 21-year-old, he could have, like I said, messaged me by email. All he did was send me a generic message about kissing. That's all the focus was. He didn't spend 4 days trying to talk to me, trying to get to know me. All he wanted was the same thing. And this is all his focus is, and it's not what I want. I'm not interested in that. I can get guys in my city to kiss me. And, he doesn't even like kissing in public or holding hands in public. And that's what I need and want. Even that in a club I can get. So the guys in the club are much better at kissing me than him, in terms of like, I don't feel like I have to worry about, oh, people are looking, because the guys love kissing me in public and holding my hand. I've had guys hold my hand in club just walking out, or they didn't even dance with me and they didn't even kiss me. They just decided to come up. That's not recently, but in the past, they just decided to come up and hold my hand and talk to me at the end, which I think is really nice. So I can get my hand held as well if I want. But I like going to club like for dancing and just to be in that atmosphere. I don't need to go around kissing anyone, I do love kissing. I do miss kissing, but I don't want to end up kissing someone who I do have love feelings for, unfortunately, and then not being able to say the words about loving them, because I couldn't. If they're not genuine, don't feel that way back, it would just rip my heart out and be really painful for me and upsetting. It would just like giving something to them which is just rubbish. I'd rather save my love feelings to have proper, full, true blown love with a really good guy for me. And then I know when I meet that guy, then it's going to be amazing, because we will be kissing and cuddling in public and holding hands, and he won't care what people think, and we can just do it as much as we want. And he'll love me back. And I know I'll probably love me first before I love him, I think. Or equally as much. But I just know that it's going to be so blessed to kiss someone and hold their hand when you actually fully love them. It's much, much better than just going on a date with someone and having a casual hookup. if you have someone who loves you and you can feel their heart and like not even next to you, like heart to heart, like through you, if you can have a deep soulmate connection and you can feel all that love and you can just be free to know that when you're kissing them, they love you back just as much and they're just as invested in you as a person as they are in physical intimacy, and they're just as invested into you as being your best friend, and they just worship the ground you walk on, make you feel like a princess or prince, and they're just really into you, then that is so much better than meeting up with someone for kissing. I've kissed guys that I've loved and who've technically loved me back, and the feeling is just so much better. It's you're able to kiss a lot more freely, I think, and you're able to just feel more comfortable and be more safe and free to express that, when you have to hold yourself back and you kind of have to like just try to think of it as just kissing. It's hard. I mean, I'm able to do it in clubs because I don't get emotionally attached to guys in clubs usually these days. I don't really have conversations with them. Um, but I made it clear, for example, the 21-year-old guy, that I wanted a serious committed relationship with him. That's why I was on Facebook dating. That's how I met him. It's very different to going to a club where I actually don't intend to get involved with anyone. I don't intend to get emotionally connected with anyone. I don't intend to necessarily even kiss a guy. It's very different. The intention is very different. The feeling's very different. So he might not be communicating with me very much because he doesn't want an emotional connection with me because he just wants physical stuff, which is the most likely scenario. But that's not what I want with him. And when you kiss someone, especially if you do talk a bit first, you can actually bond yourself to them quite quickly. So that's probably why me and him do have some sort of connection bond stuff. But for him, I think it's a lot physical, and me, it's just like other stuff as well. But I know that everyone out there deserves some really good person for them who they can love, care about, be committed to, be invested in. And one day I expect there will be maybe a girl that he feels like he wants to chat to all the time and be invested in, and actually maybe he loves her and all that rest of it, which will be good for him and her. Great, but leave me out of it because you can't he can't give me that. And so I'd rather like be looking for a guy that's the guy that I want, not some temporary kissing fix. It's difficult for me because I do have a strong physical connection with him. But like I want to have a proper relationship where I'm going out on actual dates, where I'm going to theme parks and zoos with a guy, where we're kissing and cuddling and holding hands the whole time. We're kissing on the train, kissing on the. I usually go on trains now, not buses. Like we're really into each other. Thanks for the thumbs up. I want that type of relationship where I can go with a guy. Like I can be with a younger guy, but we can be free to be ourselves. And we can go to lots of places together. I don't see me ever doing that with that guy because he likes secret kissing and secret stuff. And that's not who I am. I'm not a secret girl. Even in a relationship, one of my fears is I get into a relationship with a guy who kisses me in public and then, well, my fear with him maybe, which I'm not going to get into a relationship with anyway because that's not what he wants. But, they would be like, oh, I'll kiss you. And then as soon as I'm in a relationship with you, I only kiss you in private. I would split up with a guy who did that. And believe me, I've split up with a guy before. I split up with a guy from Afghanistan, actually. I was in a relationship and I was friends with him actually first, which makes it even worse. And genuine friends. I thought he was, but he wasn't good with me actually in a relationship. He was better as a friend. And anyway, he wouldn't hold my hand in public. And he did something bad to me, which I'm not going to go into. But the reason why I split up with him was actually because he wouldn't hold my hand in public. I felt like some dirty little secret, and there's no way I'm having that. And so I split up with him, and then he stalked me actually. But the guy I got with, who was just my friend who I got with after that, which was a guy I ended up in a long-term relationship with him, he told him that if he carries on stalking me, he'll go to the police and have him deported back, basically. And so, yeah, I think he might have been a legal immigrant here. But yeah, so basically, he left me alone in the end, which was good. But it's like, it's disgusting, I need a guy who's proud to be with me. I deserve a guy who's proud to be with me. I want to be with a young guy who doesn't care what people think. I want to be with a guy in his early to mid-20s who literally doesn't care what people think, who will literally like even be on my YouTube show with me, and we can go loads of places together and film loads of stuff. It'd be so cute. and who's not afraid to show his face to the world, and who would like be by my side. And like we would go, like, for example, I'm going tomorrow, I'm seeing my bestest friend for their special birthday in London. I cannot wait. And so we're going to War of the Worlds, me and my best friend. Me and my best friend are not suitable for a relationship. They're very much into guys and male looking people. I'm very female. But they're my best friend, and I have friendship love for them, obviously. Well, not necessarily obviously, because some people don't, but I don't love them. I just, or I have romantic feelings. I just have friendship love, as in you're a really, really great person to me. I care about you a lot. You care about me. I care about you a lot. Sorry, I'm gonna have to put my legs a bit to the side. And that type of friendship love, caring, mutual respect, admiration, that type of thing, and devoted friendship. And so anyway, we're going to London together tomorrow to watch War of the Worlds. And if I'm with a guy in his early to mid-20s in a relationship, I want to be going to all these places. I want to be going to theme parks, zoos, and aquariums. I want to be sharing on social media like clips of us like going on a theme park ride together, stuff like that, doing stuff together. I want to but I just want to be really like free to kiss him and stuff like that, because this is the type of relationship I did have years ago with my last long-term ex. Like my last long-term ex was no good for me, right? But if I'm looking at objectively and saying some of the stuff I did like with him, which I've told you before, is I did like the fact he loved kissing me in public. We were always kissing throughout our whole entire relationship. Like I was with him for in total 7.5 years, right? And so in that relationship, we were always kissing and cuddling in public. Everyone knew we were together and stuff like that. And so if you've got a person who was in your life who went out of it and then came back again, but one of the things was that they didn't want to be seen in public with you, that is because they don't want other women to know that they are taken in a relationship with you, because they really want to go after other women, right? A person who is seriously interested in you and committed to you will not care about being on social media with you. They won't care what people think about them being with you. They will be happy to show the world they're with you because they'll be proud to be with you, and they won't want to be with another woman or whatever gender it is if you're interested in another gender. A person who doesn't want to show their face on social media, doesn't want to actually be together on social media or be seen, they want to still know, they want people to still think and know that they're free and they're single. Right, this is why guys do it. I had a heterosexual guy, 2017, I dated, and he's like, "Oh, if you ever post anything about me and you on social media together, that's it." Obviously, like after he ended up being a real psycho, but and I didn't carry on dating him after I found that out. Well, a little while after I found that out, because I had to get back home first. But yes, so what you have to know is, like, if a person has come back with the same behavior and they haven't changed and they're still the same, then it's no go. You cannot possibly have a friendship or relationship or dating scenario with someone who's not changed. The problems are not going to go away. If the reason why you split up or block them or stop the conversation with them is still in existence, then it's no go. So you don't waste your time. You have to just let them go again, right? It's just annoying for me because I keep having guys come into my life that have been in their past dating me, and they keep saying they've changed and they don't. And it's just wasting my time and theirs, to be quite frankly. I don't know why they bother. Well, I do, in the sense that they're very selfish people and lonely people, and they just want, I don't know, they just want physical stuff with me, maybe to make themselves feel better. I don't know. But it's just horrible. I don't like it, and I think it's disgusting. I deserve better. Like, I don't have this type of behavior from my friends. And I don't know, like, guys are so not good. There are good guys, obviously, because I've got guy friends, but there's a lot of guys that aren't doing things for the great good. Like, I've got Indian guys in my inbox, like multiple. Even today, I've got a thing like another, is it 6 to 8 or more? But actually, it's more than that in my other inbox, but none of them are any good. One's like, I want a sex-free relationship, but they got sex all over their profile and porn. So, you know what I mean? It's just like disgusting. And it's just like, why do you even bother to contradict yourself and lie? And so once a person lies to you, the trust is really hard to get back. Like if you were to even consider trusting a person again, it'd probably take at least a couple of years. And are they really prepared to do that with you? Not if they still lie. Do you know what I mean? If they're still a liar, then they won't be prepared to wait that long and to make it up to you, and they won't do things that make you trust them. So yeah, I just think it's better to find a really good, honest, open, caring, kind person who's really into you in the first place, you know? Because I want a guy that's really, and there are guys out there that want to hold my hand and want to kiss me. I get guys in clubs that wanting to even do that. You know, and so, you know, a lot of people who are serious about someone would want to do that, you know, they'd be like, oh yeah, it's great, you know. And there's probably a person out there for you or for me who's like thinking, oh man, I just want this amazing relationship with someone. I just want to like be really romantic and kiss and cuddle and walk through the moonlight, strolling. Woo, you know. So I like to be free, you know, I like to be free. But like I said, like the guy I was in the long-term relationship with, me and he looked 10 years younger than he was, by the way. I have to say at least 10 years younger. He looked really, really young, even though he was only 3.5 years younger than me in birth certificate age. Um, and so, like I said, we used to kiss and cuddle all the time. So you have to like think about what your previous friendships, relationships, or dating scenarios were like that were actually good qualities. And you have to think about those good qualities and good things you did and good behaviors you did like that you would want in someone else. And you have to think about the bad behaviors, the things you don't want in someone else. And then like when this person comes back into your life, think which do they have? Do they have these good traits, these good behaviors, or do they have these bad traits and bad behaviors, right? And at the end of the day, if nothing's changed and they're still exactly the same and they're not offering you anything different, then you just have to let them go again because there's nothing to work with. There's absolutely nothing to work with. Just because someone even comes back saying I love you, which is it's a lie anyway. He doesn't love me. I know that because he doesn't even know what love is. The person, the 21-year-old I was talking about, you know? And you know, if the person is trying to manipulate you or push you into a relationship or physical stuff, you know, they're not the right person for you. A person who's the right person would wait. They would prove that they love you and committed to you, and they would not make you doubt how they feel. They would not make you doubt for a moment that they wouldn't connect with you and contact you and communicate with you. They want to be on your life. They want to talk to you, you know? So I would say, yes, if someone comes back into your life and you've missed them, it may be painful, but you have to let them go again if they've not changed. And to change, really, it takes 1 to 2 years, usually in therapy if they've got a problem with being abusive or narcissistic. And you know, if they've got a problem with lying, then you know they're really going to be no good for you. You don't deserve someone who's going to lie to you. You deserve someone who's going to be good to you. You know, so it's just difficult for me because this is like, how many times have I had to block this guy now? I've had to block this 21-year-old Indian guy multiple times. And it is difficult for me, you know, and that's why he does it, I'm thinking, you know, but it's horrible, you know. I want to be able to find the right Indian guy for me. He's out there somewhere, you know, a guy that don't have to worry about all this rubbish. A guy who wants to communicate effectively, speak to me at any and all opportunities, get back to me, be intimate in a non-sexual way with me, put my needs first, like someone who will look after my heart. That's what you need to find in a relationship, dating, or friendship scenario. People who will look after your heart, people who would take care of your emotions, people who are emotionally healthy for you, people who have your best interests at heart, people who you feel safe with, people who don't make you feel anxious, or you know, the majority of the time they don't. There might be maybe there's going to be something that crop up occasionally, but you know, in general, you know, like you can talk to them about your feelings, you can talk to them about your emotions, you can express yourself without them going off on one. You know, you can be yourself with them, you can say how you feel, you can have open, honest communication. This is the type of person you want for a relationship, dating, or friendship scenario. All of my 4 friends that I mentioned, my 2 closest and 2 bestest, and obviously I do have another best friend that's moved abroad. So all those 5 people, if you like, all of them I can talk to. I can tell the truth about who I am. And you know, I just know that I can say anything I want really, but in a way obviously that's effective and kind, and you know, and share how I feel. And so, you know, I would urge you that if you're having someone come back into your life, one is why are they doing it? What's the motive for doing it? Two is like, how is it make you feeling? Them coming back into your life. Three is, have they changed in their behavior, regardless of what they say? Four is, are they still displaying the same behaviors? If so, it's no good. Five is, what do they actually see that's going to be the difference this time? And how are they going to achieve that with you? Six is, are they actually going to admit the mistakes, own up to them, and the bad behavior before and actually tell you what they're doing to work on that. 7 is, are they actually getting the therapy and help to work on that? 8 is, if they are getting therapy and help, are they doing it for you, or are they doing it because they fundamentally believe there's something wrong with them and they need to change themselves? Because if the change doesn't come from the root of them, they'll resent you for it and they won't really have the change anyway. Number 9 is, you have to listen to your intuition, your feelings, emotions. You are the most important person and your happiness is paramount. If this person is making you feel paranoid, uneasy, have negative energy, have bad energy, if they're making you feel like you can't trust them, on edge all the time and anxious, you need to leave this person again. Let them leave your life because it's no good. Right, I can't be doing with someone who makes me anxiety induced. It's just no good for my health. I just don't want people in my life like that. Right, and you shouldn't too. You should never ever accept second best, however much you feel for a person. You deserve better. And always remember, the right person cannot come into your life if the wrong one is still in it. Let me say that again. The right person cannot come into your life if the wrong one's still in it. And as much as I might like someone, if they're not right for me, they're not right for me. You know, at the end of the day, you need to do what's right for you and you need to listen to the honest truth. Because if that person is lying to you, cheating on you, belittling you, berating you, or just being deceiving and lying to you, if they're just saying nice things to tell you what you want to hear, to manipulate you, if they're just not changing their behavior, if all the problems that were there in the first place are still there, nothing's changed, you just don't want this person in your life, you have to let them go. At the end of the day, they can't change while they're with you, because if they try to change while they're with you, they just think, I don't need to change now because I've got them. Right? The only way you're going to actually help them to change is by leaving their life, by them understanding that behavior is not acceptable and they need to change if they actually want to be in your life. If they're not changing, then that's it. You're just going to keep walking away, right? Because you deserve better. You deserve the best. You deserve to be loved, right? Another telltale sign, if they've not changed, is if they for example, with that Indian guy, like, he used to give me advice on how to find other Indian guys. If a guy is serious about you and wants a committed relationship with you and actually cares about you being with them, they wouldn't be going around telling you how to find other guys, for example. You know what I mean? It's a big telltale sign that they're not interested in you apart from physical hookup stuff. So yeah, I would always say that let someone go from your life who really doesn't want to be in it, who proves that their behavior has not changed, who doesn't even try to have a conversation with you about what happened and why they did it, and who expects you to run round after them, especially after they've let you down. Right? It's not fair for them to ask you to connect with them and communicate with them when they didn't do that effectively with you. Right? So don't chase them, don't go after them. If they cannot live up to the standards that you need to set for yourself, then you have to just let them go and wish them well. I wish this person, 21-year-old Indian guy, all the love, happiness, and joy in the world. I hope he meets a girl for him who he truly does love and wants to be seen with and wants to share all his secrets with, and who he doesn't lie or deceive to, and who he actually wants something more than physical with, who'll be his best friend, soulmate in life, and love him forever. I don't know if he would be as happy with another girl as he would have been with me had he been a different type of guy, as in, if he'd like being in a serious committed relationship and publicly and kissing and cuddling and going on dates and doing everything a normal couple would do, despite an age gap, different type of relationship, like age gap love and age gap relationship, and despite being different, religions probably and different backgrounds. At the end of the day, I've seen interracial couples, I've seen age gap couples, and they're all beautiful. So always think of the person that they are, not the person that you want them to be. If they are not the person you need them to be for you now, they don't meet up to your standards and expectations, and they're just not the person you want to be, you have to let them go, because only by letting them go will they ever have a chance to become that person. And 9 times out of 10, they won't be that person anyway. We can't live with what if they're this. We have to live with what they actually are. And if what they are is not suitable for you right now, then you can't be with them. You have to let them go again. Right? So I want a guy who's public, who's not secretive, who's absolutely honest, can never lie, has loads of communication with me, loves me as a person, will always protect me, care about my feelings and emotions, keep in regular communication, and all that lot. And that person wasn't doing any of that, you know? And so I had to let them go. So sometimes we have to make difficult decisions, but the person I wished he was this person who's like, yeah, I don't care what people think. I could just go out with this beautiful girl, and all my friends would be like, oh my God, how did you get her? And publicly as well as privately, and actually in a serious commit relationship, and we'll just be best friends. And he'll be totally honest and he'll want to text me all the time and message me and communicate and video call me and audio call me, and we'll just be in each other's lives all the time, like best friends helping each other out and teamwork. That would be a great thing. But the guy is not like that, you know? And so we always have to think of the person they actually are, not who we want them to be. And because we project what we want someone to be rather than take heed of what they actually are. And we love the person we want them to be and wish they were for us, but they're not, you know? And so we have to let this person go, right? Because they can't make us happy. And our happiness is paramount, you know? So, like I said, I wish this person really well. I hope they do find someone that they do not behave with like they behave with me. I hope they find someone who they can publicly be with and they can go out and have a load of fun. And I just think the guy who does end up with me is going to absolutely love being in a relationship with me, publicly, like snapping things, going, hi on YouTube, and having great fun going to theme parks, zoos, aquariums, and just like going to cinema and on dates. And like we'll be like partners in AC, you know, and we'll just be amazing together. I just think it's going to be so good when I find the right guy for me. It's going to be amazing. We're going to love it, I'm sure, you know, because we're going to like soulmates and buddies and best friends and chatting to the early hours about anything and everything and going out on dates. And we will see him here, no doubt, if he's the right guy for me. And it's just going to be so good, you know, and his parents will know, and all his family and friends. I'll be like, hi, Sandra. I'll be like, hi, you know, and they'll just treat me probably like I'm similar age to him because that's how I am, really. But they'll be happy that he's got someone like really mature like me who's kind and caring and loves him implicitly, you know, and he'll be like that because he'll be like, I want a mature girl who loves me. I don't want all these girlies who don't know what they're talking about, don't know what they want. I like a mature person who's very intelligent and kind and caring and beautiful like Sandra. He's out there for me. And don't forget, people, the right person is out for you if you want a relationship. I totally believe that, you know, but we have to give up what does not work for us. We have to give up people that are no good for us. And we have to just go on our way and wish the people well and hope they do find their soulmate. I'm clearly not going to be that person's soulmate because they don't think of me like that. And they don't want the type of relationship that I do. I can see a version of them. Maybe there's multiverses, like my best asexual friend says, multiverses where this guy, this Indian 21-year-old, is the guy I wished he was. And maybe in that universe, he's exactly that guy and he'd be great for me. But he's not that guy in this universe, in this time, in this world. And he can't see how much better it would be in that type of life. But I wish him well, and I wish him lots of love and luck and happiness in his life. And I hope he finds a good girl for him. You know, I see what could have been between me and him. He doesn't see that. That's fine. I deserve better anyway. I deserve someone who'll never lie to me, who'll always want to talk to me at every opportunity, and who'll be in my life forever and will be best as friends. Obviously, I have best friends and close friends. I'm never going to give them up. But one extra one, romantic one, would be my dream, to find the right guy, which I haven't found yet. But yes, you've got to never give up hope of finding the right person, but also live your life and love it and be happy. Follow your own inner guidance, follow your own inner career, be the best version of you, because when you become the best version of you, you're more likely to attract better people who actually do love you, care about you, and who want to cherish your heart forever, because that's what we need. We need a heart protector, not a heart aggravator and a stabber, a heart protector. We need someone who'll be kind, caring, loving, committed, sharing, giving with us, who want to work as a team to work on a relationship, because every relationship takes work. Even to go on a date takes work. Believe me, you still have to prepare for it and travel and make arrangements and talk to the person. Do you know what I mean? Everything work. If you're not prepared to work, don't bother dating. Don't bother looking for a relationship. Don't even bother looking for a friendship, because if you don't want to have a healthy, committed friendship, even because you don't want to do any work and you just want people to just say, hey, I like you just for the hell of it, then don't bother, right? Just be by yourself. It's much better for you and better for other people. because people don't need people who are not genuinely friends like that. People need people who are genuine friends, who care about the other person, who are invested in the other person. I know my friends love me and I absolutely love them too. And I'm so happy and grateful for every friend I have and the people who've on this channel that are actually my friends, like on Facebook and elsewhere, who really genuinely care about me, who email me, who message me, who really value and appreciate my worth. I love you dearly. You know who you are. And I thank you so much. I love it when I get a message and these beautiful words and how much I feel like beautiful inside just because, you know, I feel beautiful anyway, but they make me feel even more beautiful. So I really thank you. And I wish you all lots of love and to find the right person for you. And I'm sorry if someone's come back into your life again and not changed their behavior and hurt and upset you again. I know how it feels because that's how I'm feeling right now, if you want to know, but I'm not going to let them spoil my day tomorrow. And I wanted to get them out of my life again before I go to London to see my best asexual friend and have a blast for their birthday. We're going to War of the Worlds and going to do loads of fun stuff. And god damn it, just think of the guy that does end up in a relationship with me. He'll be like doing loads of fun stuff that probably people actually his own birth certificate age wouldn't usually do because they're not as outgoing as me and they're not as young as me, actually. Because a lot of people are too old these days. Well, that's what I think anyway. I'm too young for all that. Yay, I like to go out and I'm going to go clubbing again soon. I love it. Woohoo! Never actual birth certificate age at the age that you believe you are and can be, people. Do it. Do it. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. Take care. I wish you all the best from my heart to yours. Get good people in your life and get rid of the people out of your life that are not helping you in it. They're just helping themselves, don't really care about you, or are no good for you and haven't changed. I love you dearly. I love you implicitly. And I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. Lots of love. Mwah! Take care. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never, ever, ever miss an episode. Love you lots. Bye.